Right. Well, if I can find a queue action on some weddings, I'm going to love it.
The backlash makes me horny.
We're up for the banter.
It's a comedian.
Hello, welcome back to That Josh James Show. It's a podcast for the geezers.
And their birds.
As ever, I'm joined by Romford's number one podcaster. You know who it is by now. It's Chrissy White, aka Whiteboy. What's happening, son?
How are you, mate?
Good, mate. You all right?
Good to see you. See?
Very good.
Yeah.
Got your new cunt trainers on today?
I've got my cunt trainers on, mate.
Mate, it's not good that we've just got the Patreon up and running and you're already fucking wearing Louboutins on the podcast.
Well, look, the Patreon members will know.
No. What people like about this podcast is we're relatable, we're down to earth, we're normal blokes.
Yeah.
First week we're on Patreon, you come fucking turn up in your new Louboutins.
I haven't been paid yet. I haven't been paid yet, mate.
Just don't give a good message.
No, I suppose it doesn't, but you know what I mean? I'm still waiting to see the Reddies, mate. At the minute, it's all still out
And
there.
as we established, the Louboutin or Louboutin?
Louboutin
is the cuntiest trainers of all cunt trainers.
If you've signed up to the Patreon, you'll know. We've done a whole episode about it. Yeah.
For me, Louboutin's number one.
You can't tell me it ain't a nice looking shoe, though. What are you saying, GK?
It's just the people that wear them.
They're
They're clean. They're just
G.
it's just the people that wear them. Unfortunately, one of which you are now.
Yeah, top level cunt.
Top level cunt.
Yeah.
Louboutin, number one, top level cunt. Number two, it's got to be the Valentino.
Valentino number two. And then we established.
Valentino just oozes, I'm going to stick this pint glass in your face.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. If you got your head down and the Valentinos are coming towards you, look up, get your wits about you, find out where the exits are, because it could kick off.
Number three, maybe a Gucci trainer.
I thought it was a Christian Dior.
Christian Dior, actually, yeah, because everyone rocks the Christian Dior trainer now, don't they?
The Dior runner, yeah.
Like sheep. Actually, I was about to say number four could potentially be the Gucci trainer, any sort of Gucci trainer. But actually, I don't think that is a cunt trainer. I think that's a trainer which more says, I sell vapes and phone chargers. You know what I mean?
You know what? It does.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does. With the green and the red little canvas bit on the
bit
side.
beat up.
Never really been a fan of the Gucci trainer. The Gucci shoe is a classic. The Gucci loafer.
Yeah.
You could still pull the Gucci loafer out now.
You see, I don't think that's that cunt. Gucci loafer's a bit cunty. It is a bit. Actually, when I think about anyone that wears a Gucci loafer, they usually sell like second-hand cars.
Yeah, jeans, shirt, Gucci loafer.
Yeah. Gold watch.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I can get behind that as a theory.
But there you go. He's not been paid out yet from the Patreon. So, don't please ignore the Louboutin trainer.
Speaking of Patreon, thanks so much to everybody who signed up.
Listen, thank you so much. This is the first episode that we've recorded, and I don't want to bang on about the Patreon too much. Someone on YouTube the other day was like, is this all this fucking podcast is going to be? Is YouTube banging on about the Patreon now? And it took everything in me to go, you ungrateful cunt. So there's too many CUNTs. Right, any CUNT from now on.
I've only said it once.
Okay, I've said it multiple times. I'll donate £1 to
The Patreon.
Charity. To the Patreon. To charity.
Okay.
And that charity fund is going to buying Chrissy Whitey's next pair of Louboutins.
Fantastic. I've seen the black ones. They look pretty cool.
No, we send it to, Third World or something like that.
Nice, yeah. Okay. Keep a tally. Can we have a counter in the corner, please?
Yep, counter in the corner. Or maybe
that's
a
the amount of
charity.
pounds.
Maybe a charity in this country.
Yeah.
Whatever you lot want, Don't
good
want
stuff.
people moaning about that. Sending all the money overseas. What about this country? Maybe this country will do.
Yeah. There's plenty of stuff that needs sorting out over here, mate.
Yeah, loads of stuff.
Plenty.
But yeah, thank you. This has been our first episode we recorded since we started the Patreon, and we're just blown away by how many of you signed up.
Overwhelmed by the response.
Yeah. I didn't think about many would. I mean, obviously, one of the perks of the Ronnie O membership is that you get your name shouted out in the podcast, which will happen towards the end of the episode. Did not expect so many of you to sign up. Thought it was going to be about 10:15. It's a lot more than that. So
The last half hour of this podcast is just going to be me shouting out people.
The
No,
podcast
look,
is
it's not going to be that long, but there's a few names on the list, mate. So we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, these names are
If these numbers keep going on, we might have to reevaluate what we're doing with the Ronnie O because
listen,
it's going to take up half the pod.
They'll still be mentioned in some way.
Yes.
But whether it will be you actually rattling them off.
Yeah, they'll at least get one. We'll see. Look, this is in its infancy. We don't know yet.
Yeah. But no, honestly, thank you so much, ladies and gents. We're really blown away by it. Someone that did sign up was old Divvy Bollocks over here.
Me?
You.
Yeah.
What'd you do that for?
Because I like to support my mate.
Come in this morning. He's like, I've signed up to the Patreon. I'm like, mate, you don't need to sign up.
Look, I'll tell you my reasoning.
That might be the most stupid thing I've ever.
Mate, we'll get on to another stupid thing after.
done.
Look, some say it might be stupid. Right. I don't remember what I've said. Right. I come on here, I might talk about someone, I might say something, and then I get a phone call 4 days later, 2 weeks later. What are you saying? And I'm like, mate, I don't know what I said. You know what I mean? I just say things, and until I watch it back, I don't remember what I've said. And one of the things that I do try to do is not repeat myself on the podcast. And if I do, I'll say, I know I've mentioned this before, but, and then go again, because I like to be on the ball with stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
So if I'm coming in here today recording, I need to know what I've said on the Patreon.
Okay.
So I listened to him last night.
But you are a shareholder in that Josh James show.
I know, yeah.
Just ask me for the login,
Look,
and you can watch them all.
doesn't mean you can't support your own business.
But it's what I said to you. I said, but anyway, thanks for signing up anyway.
No problem, mate. I'm
What one
Eddie
did you-
Earn. Eddie Earn. I don't need a shout out for myself.
The podcast can't be that good then if you don't get the old Ronnie O's.
I'm just looking at, look, first of all,
He's like,
let's
listen,
look at
I'm
the
going to
perks.
support it, but not fucking too much.
Let's look at the perks. Shout out, I could just say hello to myself in the mirror, right?
Yeah.
Number 2, hang out backstage with us at live shows. I'm already going to be there.
Well, maybe I've got to get a bit strict on the rules because the live show we're going to announce soon. But maybe I actually need to be like, listen, mate, technically you're an Eddie Hearn member, so you can't come back here. I'll see you on stage, yeah?
Plus, mate, if people keep signing up, we're going to need a bigger room.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fucking turnout.
It's going to be like, there's going to be more people upstairs than there will down. So, yeah.
It's gonna
I
be
don't
a lot.
know. Well, the other stupid thing, I clocked this morning that I mentioned just previously. So the company that produced this podcast, I've only just figured out what the letters mean.
L17.
No, sorry. They're like mother company
Oh, UTC, the management, yeah.
up the creek.
Actually, it's not.
Is it not?
Actually not, no.
Yes, I'm so glad. Because I'm looking at this thing this morning.
But
was
it
like,
originated
Up the
from
Creek.
Up the Creek Comedy
It said
Club,
Up
yeah.
the Creek. And I was like, UTC.
But it actually stands for Universal Talent Group. Collective.
But it's
Because
like,
group's a G, isn't it?
it is, yeah. So I'm not that stupid. I'm so glad.
UTG.
Not as stupid as you.
Yeah, not as stupid as me, yeah.
Brilliant. So what, it just happened to be a coincidence up the creek.
No, that's...
It used to be called Up the Creek Management for the first 6 months. Of
Yeah.
company, but then we changed it to Universal Talent Collective.
Because of UTC.
Universal Talent and Collective.
Yeah.
Because all the people that are part of the management
Yeah.
are... It's quite diverse,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing fucking universal about me, is there?
Well, in that firm,
I'm about
you're
as-
the exotic one.
I'm about as universal as the M25. That's how universal I am.
The London Orbital.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
me, mate. I'm about as universal as fish and chips.
So yeah, I'm glad. Well, so like I sort of technically was right and a little bit stupid, but I don't feel as bad anymore. Universal Talent Collective. Big shouts.
There you go. But big news. Literally, we've only found out this morning. Old Golden Balls, David Beckham, is becoming a Sir.
Sir David.
It's Sir David.
Long overdue.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah. What's the general age to be knighted? I suppose they were always going to give it to him. He was probably just a little bit young. What's he, like 50 now? He's just turned 50.
Is he 50? Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect age for a knighthood, I think, 50.
Really? Yeah. You don't want to be too young.
No,
Do you think he deserves it?
100%.
Why do you think he deserves it?
He's fucking David Beckham, mate.
Okay, but what about David Beckham? makes
Okay,
him
what about
deserve it?
David Beckham? Services to football, English football in particular, on the international football scene. Like, you got to remember, once he left the club, he wasn't ever a manager or anything like that, but he used to go to all the World Cups as like morale. It's always good to have Beckham in your corner.
That said, when you're talking about football, though, has there not been loads of other English footballers that have been more talented than him?
I'm not talking about talent.
Gaza.
But, bruv, come on. You can't give Gaza a knighthood. He's a fuckhead. Like, Beckham is squeaky clean. You said it yourself.
Yeah.
It's golden balls, mate. He is a golden boy.
Yeah, you couldn't knight Gaza because he turned up to the fucking knighthood with rail moat, wouldn't he?
Of course you would. You know what I mean? It's just a different level of geezer.
He's nut on the old barley. Barley and oats.
You don't
Oats and barley.
Is that what it is? Barley and oats.
Oats and barley. Yeah,
Charlie, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I thought it was just because it was a little bit powdery.
Yeah, no, well, it's good because it looks like oats. Yeah, yeah, that's really good.
Oats and barley.
Oats and barley.
Oh,
yeah.
fucking hell, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Look, mate, I don't know. You're trying to like stick it on me. Like, why does he deserve it? Of course, he fucking deserves it. It's
Yeah, but
David Beckham.
you're not giving me good reasons. What you're saying is you're saying, well, no, because he was like a footballer and like he went to the World Cup and he was good for morale.
No, look, that's just one part of it. It's David Beckham, mate. At one point, he was the most famous person in the world.
Yeah, but does that mean that he should listen? I'm not saying
He
I
does,
disagree
mate.
with you.
He does so much, mate. He does
Go
so
on,
much.
tell me then.
Just
What does he
think,
do?
I'm just telling you now.
He does a lot of adverts.
England.
That's what he does a lot of.
England would be a worse place if David Beckham wasn't around.
Big statement.
Can you imagine there was no Beckham? My whole childhood, my whole upbringing would have been slightly different, mate. He affected everybody. Got to give him the knighthood. So David Beckham deserves it, mate. Think what he's done for football, raising the profile internationally. See America, they didn't care about it. He's literally took our game and introduced it to a huge country. Now it's massive over there. It's all because of him. Okay. Not all because of him, but he had a huge part to play. So you can't disagree with that.
Because he makes you feel good growing up, that's why he deserves a knighthood.
I don't think I necessarily am saying that. I'm just saying there's not one part of me thinks, oh, why are they giving that to him? He don't deserve that.
Not one part here?
No.
Okay. Listen, I get it. I'm glad that Dave has been given a
Exactly.
knighthood.
I know you're just trying to get me at it, but you completely agree.
I don't say I completely agree.
Well, give me one reason why you shouldn't.
Okay. Let me say this. David Beckham has been great.
Right.
He is captained this country. He queued for 6 hours to see our deceased beloved Queen. He has represented this nation all over the world. Yeah, fair enough. He stuck one through his PA, but she was fit, wasn't she? She was attractive. And he was in Spain at the time. So what goes on tour technically should stay on tour.
Yeah.
You know, I can't hate the guy. I can't hate the guy.
Was that proven?
I mean, what proof do you want? Do you want to be in the room?
I mean,
Do you want to watch?
Who really knows?
I think everyone knows that he did do it with Rebecca
I'm
Lewis.
just saying. Right, wasn't it Rebecca Lewis?
Rebecca Lewis, yeah.
Nice. What was she, the au pair?
She was the PA or something like that.
I thought she was the kid's au pair.
Well,
Either way, she was a close family aide, and he got raging horny. Victoria went about. Here, look who's ringing me.
oh, nice.
Talk to him later. Yeah, and he got horny. Victoria went around. It was in Spain.
That's
we
how
gonna dig him out
loved
for
he
that?
is. That is how loved David Beckham is. It's like, because everyone loves him so much, he had this affair, and people were just like, don't worry about it, Dave.
Yeah, of course.
Don't worry. And they started having a go at Rebecca, who he had the affair with.
Yeah, you can't talk shit about David Beckham. Do you remember, though, all the death threats when he was getting, like, proper hated?
Yeah.
Because of the kick in the Argentina game.
Because of the kick in the...
Diego Simeone.
His story is an interesting one because he literally went from, like, national villain to national hero, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he went from this up-and-comer, look at him, talks like a girl, meh, and then, like, come good, started doing really well at football and stuff like that, and people was like, oh, no, actually, maybe this geezer has got something. Then he done that, complete 180, everyone hated him, death threats, and now he got himself back on top.
That's mad to be that loved that literally you can, you know, with the Rebecca Lewis thing, it literally was just like, oh, don't worry about it,
Don't worry
Dave.
about it, it's
Boys
fine.
will be boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Lads.
Yeah, boys will be boys. But, you know, who knows? How many David Beckhams are running?
I say share the wealth, you know what I mean? Share it around, Dave. Don't keep that to yourself. It's not fair.
You can't have a set of golden balls and not share them.
Exactly. The people need the golden balls.
Imagine how good they taste.
I hadn't actually given it a thought.
Yeah.
About how they taste.
Neither have I. I'm just saying. Just imagine. Imagine how good they are. Yeah. But yeah, well done, David Beckham.
Well done, Dave. Well deserved.
I think with David Beckham, there's always going to be a little bit of criticism there, isn't there? Because he's such a celebrity.
Yeah.
And you see all those things, what you've mentioned there. I think one thing I do like about David Beckham, he's always real proud, like Englishman, and he's not afraid to say it, and he really flies the flag for this country, and I think that's great. And I think that's probably why he should get it.
He's patriotic.
But in terms of his achievements and that, listen, he's made loads of money and he's this big star. But when you talk about like achievements and stuff like that, I think it's more the stuff you're talking about. He's had really, really good PR and he's been turned into this sort of icon. You know, has he done anything in terms of like sporting world, anything that groundbreaking? Like he's not won a World Cup.
He didn't win a World Cup, but didn't he win everything else?
May well have done.
Didn't he win all of the major leagues in Europe?
May well have done, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he won the Prem, Ligue 1,
But usually
Serie
with
A.
sports people, it's people that have really dominated. So like Alex Ferguson, Mo Farah. I mean, to be fair, come to think about it, even if they've give one to Andy Murray, you've got to give one to fucking Dave.
Andy Murray's been knighted.
Andy Murray's son, Andy Murray. He don't even like England.
He hates England.
Don't even like us.
That's just a beggy move from England, I think. Like, maybe if we give him the knighthood, he might stop talking shit about us. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stand Andy Murray.
He even won Sports Personality of the Year. He's got no fucking personality at all.
He's got zero personality.
I'd rather talk to my cat, I reckon, than fucking Andy Murray.
You'd probably get more out of it, mate. Be friendlier.
Sports Personality of the fucking year.
That one always troubled me slightly, Sports Personality of the Year. It's actually never got anything to do with their personality.
What English footballers, though, do you think are more, in terms of like actually what they've contributed to football? Gaza, for me, is one that I think, yeah, but it's everything else that goes with Gaza.
Of course it is.
You can't have him flying about Buckingham Palace.
No, he's not allowed in there.
And that medal that he gets, or whatever that you get for being knighted, he'd probably just sell that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, chop that in. CEX.
For an 8-ball. He'd be straight down the offer. He'd be like, right, who wants this for 20 quid? I want to go get some
Yeah. I need some Scrumpy Jack.
Yeah. What's Scrumpy Jack? Oh, the
Scrumpy Jack's like cider that's made for alcoholics.
Yeah. So, listen, well done, David Beckham.
Congratulations.
And another footballer in the news, Jarrod Bowen.
My guy.
Is there more of a geezer and their bird coupling than Jarrod Bowen marrying Dani Dyer?
I don't think there is. I honestly don't think there is.
The captain of West Ham Football Club marries Dani Dyer's daughter.
He's so on brand.
That is fucking mind blown. That's almost like that has been written like fiction. Yeah. The captain of West Ham Football Club marries Dani Dyer's daughter.
Yeah.
The only way that would be more fucking geezer in their birds is if they had a kid and the kid walked out and it was fucking Ray Winston. You know what I mean? Well, Mum and Dad, what's happening?
How's it going?
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Do you know what their first dance song was?
No, what was it?
Knees Up Mother Brown.
It
was.
You talk shit.
It was.
You talk shit.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah, Knees Up Mother Brown.
That is fucking fantastic.
Knees up, knees up, Mother Brown. It was, I'll tell you.
Their first dance.
Their first dance song was Knees Up Mother Brown.
I'm struggling to believe it.
Mate, I hope it was. Read the Daily Mail.
I hope it was. Well, I've got a direct quote from Dani Dyer. I think it just sort of sums up the geezer he is and how proud he is of his new son-in-law. Dani Dyer on son-in-law Jarrod Bowen. I've met every boyfriend that has walked through my door. Then she brings home the West Ham captain. I've gone from lying scumbags to a man I would not mind kissing. If he leant in, I would put my lips on this geezer.
Yeah.
Dani Dyer, 2025.
And Dani Dyer was in there on the wedding night.
Probably. Go on, son.
Just sitting in the corner going, yeah, go on, Jarrod. Go on, son.
Rubbing spunk on his nipples.
Did in style, yeah. Go on, Jarrod. Go on, yeah.
Get in there, boy.
Yeah, and then when Jarrod Bowen climaxes, he's like, Irons! So she, oh, I'm through the blow, in bubbles. Little Danny Dyer's like, Dad, get out of the fucking room, you weirdo. What's the matter with you? But yeah, their first dance song was Knees Up Mother Brown. The best man. Let me show you.
Who was the best man?
It was a geezer called Ronnie Cray.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
You heard of Ronnie Cray? Chief bridesmaid was Barbara Windsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good luck to them.
Yeah.
And
Fantastic.
I've got to say, I've got to say, I really like the Dyers.
Love them, mate.
And
The wedding looked great.
I'm not a West Ham fan, but I like Jarrod Bowen.
How could you not like Jarrod Bowen?
Yeah, because he started off in the lower leagues, and yeah, he seems like a nice lad.
He's worked his way up. He scored the goal in the European final. He's
Did
on
he?
fire.
Did he score the final?
He scored the winner, mate. That's where Bowen's on fire comes from.
Oh, in their European, not for England. I'm thinking for England.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh
The
my
Moody
God,
West Ham
this is
one.
literally like a script out of a movie. He scores the goal in the final to make him win
the
the
last
European
minute, yeah.
Cup. In the last minute.
Yeah.
He marries, brilliant. Do you see at the wedding as well, when they was at the table and Danny Dyer's doing his speech, he got that chant going.
Did he really?
Bowen's on fire. And he shagging Danny Dyer.
Shagging or marrying?
Shagging.
He actually said shagging.
Yeah,
okay,
of
brilliant.
course. But I liked the look of the wedding. The wedding actually looked quite classy.
Very tastefully done.
I mean, obviously, gone are the days of, you're talking about David Beckham, but I mean, obviously, there was a proper trashy wedding, wasn't it?
Baldy.
Yeah. I mean, gone are the days of sort of trashy footballer, reality TV style weddings by the looks of things, because I've got to say, I was looking at it on Daily Mail and I was like, oh, they've done it really classy and nice.
Very
Still
tastefully
people
done.
on the Daily Mail comments bitter and get a trashy wedding, this, and I'm like, no, they've done it nice. They got,
Yeah, well,
they
look,
got
if you throw enough money at something, mate, it's always going to look pretty
But
decent.
this
isn't
is it. I think that's why it looked nice, is because I don't think they looked like they chucked too much money at it. It wasn't like over the top and garish, you know. It was
Well,
just,
as we know, I'm currently planning a wedding. I reckon they spent quite a few fucking quid on it, mate.
oh yeah, of course, yeah. But not
So expensive.
aesthetically, you know.
It wasn't over the top.
They're not the sort of people to come in and rock like Laboutins, for example.
No,
you
they
know.
probably wouldn't do that.
That is,
They wouldn't do something so
that
stupid.
is for just a particular set of cunts, really.
Another quid.
Quids.
Pound in the pot, boy.
Danny Dyer, she took on his second name. She's going to be Danny Dyer Bowen.
Nice.
How do you feel about that?
You know what? I'm all right with it. She's got a profile. If she now becomes Danny Bowen, it might lessen her worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If she's like an influencer or whatever, you need to keep that Danny Dyer bit.
Yeah.
I think my missus is going to double barrel her name.
Is she?
It just sounds better.
Really?
Bianca Levins White sounds better than Bianca White.
No, Bianca White sounds cool.
Bianca White means white. Bianca means white.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
What, because she's mixed race?
It plays a part in it.
Yeah.
It just sounds better. Plus, my boys, their middle names are Levins. So it's like, they're not double barreled. Their last name is White, but both their middle names are Levins. So it's like Theo Levins White.
Are you going to double barrel your name?
Yeah. I'll be Chris Levins White. No,
Oh,
of
would
course
you?
not, of course
No,
not.
because you wouldn't live that down, would you?
No, I would never do that. Like, I was like, no, the girl's taking my name. Like, you know what I mean? Stop the boats. But
Yeah.
it's not, we've been over it and it's not a thing. It just sounds better.
Do you know the amount of times we say stop the boats on this podcast, like in a joking way? I wonder if we could actually get that made up as merch and it not look really offensive.
Reform. It not
Would
look
you reckon?
reform.
And people go, why are you wearing, like, people, we walking down the street, whoa, why are you wearing a Stop the Boats t-shirt? It's not what it looks like. So this is podcast, that Josh James show, they always go, well, fucking stop the boats. So it's more in that context.
Stop the boats for us is just referring to a certain type of geezer. It's got nothing to do with
In
reform.
fact, our merch should be don't stop the boats, because we're a couple of boats.
Yeah.
We're a couple
Okay.
of boat races.
Okay.
So it's like, don't stop them. Let them go. Do you know what I mean? Let them crack on.
Don't stop the boats.
Don't stop the boats.
But then you get all the reform geezers
But
on
then-
us. You know what I mean?
Then
know
you
if we
get the
need to
OSB at your door. What do you mean, don't stop the fucking boats? You're one of them fucking trans, aren't you? Whoa, chill out. You one of them Transylvanians,
It's
aren't
just
you?
a bit of merch, mate. It's just a bit
It's
of
a
merch.
bit of merch. Yeah, she's going to take Danny Dyer Bowen.
Danny Dyer Bowen.
I think she should just say Danny Dyer because that's the brand, isn't it?
Yeah, but
But
You have to take Bowen,
can't you have a stage name? It's like your stage name's Dani Dyer.
and then officially
Officially, you're Danny Bowen.
I'm sure you could, mate, but I suppose it comes with its own problems.
But a lot of people taking the double barrel names. Gelly, your missus doesn't have your surname, does she? No. And is that? Do you find that is more common now? I mean, I would say, people you knock about with maybe a lot different from what we knock about with. Is that more common now?
I'm the only person actually that I know that hasn't taken my name.
Okay. Really? Okay. I know a lot of people doing the double barrel names now. To be
Hyphenated.
Hyphenated. There was actually one listener that took on the double barrel name, but he's male.
He took on his missus's name.
Took on his missus's name.
Really?
And I said, oh, what was that all about? Can you just think, because we're going to talk about that on the podcast. And he says, it wasn't a feminist statement. I took the opportunity to acknowledge that there is an unseen patriarchal bias and sexism in our society and that we can do things differently. And that is from a guy called Gary, who is from Surrey.
Okay.
So, yeah, Gary, grow a pair of bollocks, is what I would say.
That's exactly what
Come on, mate.
That's exactly what I was thinking. There's a lot of big words there,
That's
Gary.
got divorce written all over it, Gary. But, each to their own, mate.
I think
Each
I'm
to
just a
their
little
own.
bit more traditional, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought the surname thing is... I don't think that's a big deal, really.
It's not a big deal, is it, mate? It doesn't really change anything. And this is the whole thing, right? If you're already living with your missus or whoever you're with in a relationship, does getting married, does that piece of paper actually change anything in your day-to-day life?
Not really, does it?
It's just the same. Yeah. This is why we've been dragged in. We've been sucked in to this extortionate game that is the wedding industry. I just want to be married to her for a commitment. Being
girlfriend and boyfriend, yeah, is really, and if you live with each other, it's really not that different from being married. The only difference is you get married, you may well lose fucking half of your money.
It's basically just a terrible contract that you shouldn't sign.
Terrible for geezers.
Yeah. But it's a commitment, right? And like I said, maybe I'm a bit of a traditionalist in that sense.
Yeah, you got to.
I'd like to be married. Like we're not religious. It's got no like religious reasons for us. It's just like you're mine, I'm yours. There's a ring to seal the deal. But yeah, if you actually look at it from a legal standpoint, it's a really bad idea. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm pretty sure she ain't going anywhere.
So she's yours, you're hers, basically.
Yeah. We belong to each other now, and we've signed a contract to prove that fact. You know what I mean? And spent fuckloads of dough on a party for everyone else.
Yeah.
To go along with it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just like.
You're gonna come out with him your wedding. You're gonna say sort of vows like that.
Yeah. Well, that's what's gonna be in my. That's basically what my speech is gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like, this is a fucking bad idea. I don't know why we're doing it.
You're mine now. You're not going anywhere.
No. But it's not just you're mine. It's like you're mine. I'm yours. But pretty sure I meant that when I bought her the engagement ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Of course. I think that's what it is. It's just like the security of it, isn't it? Really.
Exactly.
To be like, you ain't going nowhere.
And plus, it's nice to say that's my wife.
Yeah, that is. I've got to say that is nice.
Saying fiance, not for me.
That said, 34 years old. I still go to people. All right, mate. Yeah, this is my bird. She goes, wife.
You say bird?
Sorry.
I think I say Mrs.
That's my bird. Yeah. No, I do sometimes go. Yeah, she's my bird. Yeah.
This is my bird.
I need to grow up, don't I?
Yeah, you do. This is my bird.
Yeah, that's
weddings
my bird.
are good though, ain't they?
Weddings are fun. Yeah. Weddings are fun.
I love weddings.
I know.
I'm really
Listen,
excited
we're
for my
really
wedding.
excited for your wedding next year. It's the big one.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
I'm excited for it too. Weddings are good.
Have you ever been to a wedding when you've had there's been mad stuff happening or any speeches that have gone wrong, anything like that?
Well, to be honest, mate, I haven't really had any. I mean, at the Plum's wedding, there was a couple faux pas in the wedding speech, but I'm not going to go into that. Do you remember?
So our mate Plum he had our other mate, Nando, who's his best man, and it was so fucking ruthless.
It was brutal.
There was stuff in there about him like wanking into socks and all that, like real.
Talking about his ex-bird that was on Towie and all that.
Did he? I can't remember that bit. What did he say?
Oh, no, mate, I'm not going to go into the details.
Go on. Come
To be honest,
on.
I can't remember the specifics. You know what I mean? I weren't friends with you boys back in them days. You know what I mean? But apparently, he was with a bird from Towie back in the day, one of the original cast members, and that got brought up in the speech. And I was like,
Did it?
oh,
Which one? Oh, you can't leave us. I can't remember.
mate, I don't know. It was definitely part of the speech. You'll know.
Oh,
I think I know.
Gemma Collins. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah. Yeah,
The
yeah,
GC.
yeah. The GC.
Yeah,
the
no,
Plum.
I
The
just
Plum and the
remember
GC
thinking-
used to be a thing, yeah.
I remember thinking at the end of the speech, like, wow, he did not hold back. I
Yeah.
weren't expecting that from him. Like, he
was the-
seems like such a nice guy.
It was the Frankie Boyle of wedding speeches, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, he did not hold back.
Yeah,
did
he
not
went
hold
for
back.
it. Plum
Yeah.
after was like, Plum, the thing is, Plum, he's great, right? Because it will never say, no, that's too far. Like, it will just like, whatever you say to him, you can't offend him. And that's why people love him. You know, you can literally say anything.
No, you
Like,
can't offend him.
You could
But
say,
I was just looking at the look on his new wife's face.
I know, but all he'll go to, fucking hell, now it's a bit heavy, wouldn't it? He won't go, that is bang out of order at my wedding. You shouldn't have been saying that stuff into my new wife. Like, I don't even know half these family. He'll just go, fucking hell, bit strong.
And then just move on with his life.
And then just move on, and then just forget about it.
Yeah, that's his gift.
That's his gift, and that's why we love him.
Yeah, that's his gift. He's got
And
very
I know
thick skin.
he gets moans because he says, fucking hell, always get a load of pelters on that fucking podcast. But no, that's one positive we're saying about. That's why we love this kid. Because you can say anything to him.
Because he can take it.
Unless you're Pikachu.
Yeah. If you're Pikachu, come on, outside, I'll put you on your ass.
Don't get above your station. I'll put you on your ass, mate. Put you on your ass. Don't get above your station.
Trying to mug me off in front of my pals.
I went to him, oh, mate, if you take him outside, you're going to have to take them glasses off. No, mate, the glasses are irrelevant. Go sign up to the Patreon if you want to know more about that
If you
story.
want to hear the full story, sign up to the Patreon. Mate, I had a little bit of a stinker at a wedding this year, just gone.
Yeah.
So me and the missus are on the way there, daytime guests, and I didn't know how late I was. Didn't think I was late at all. So I'm coming through Onga. So I'm like,
You're not often late, I'll give you that.
I'm starving
He
here.
was late for my wedding, actually.
Yeah.
So
I was
late you didn't
really
turn
late.
up?
And I'll tell that story after. I don't think we mentioned that before. Okay, brilliant. So let me just get back to this one. I'm like starving. I'm thinking we ain't going to be eating till later. So I slipped in a petrol garage, Tesco's, got myself a duck hoisin wrap and a bottle of water. Just quick snack, you know what I mean? Tied me over. So anyway, pulled up to the wedding venue, parked up, jumped out, and I'm looking around, and I couldn't see anyone, right? As we've come in, I've heard dun, 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 like the bride entrance music comes on. Me and my missus have slipped into the chapel.
There's always a couple of them before the bride's coming in. They quickly run in.
Slipped into the chapel, literally 3 steps ahead of the bride, and quickly sat in the seat. Mate, it was so close. Can you imagine if I'd fucked that whole thing up?
I went to a Nigerian wedding once, right? And it was about half full when the wedding started. And I said to the mate next to me, I'm like, mate, like, why is... And I'm like one of the only white people there, yeah? I'm like, mate, like, where the fuck is everyone? I thought there's supposed to be like 300 people here. He goes, yeah, they'll come in like halfway through. So then the wedding starts, and then there's just like different like Nigerian guys coming in, just making a big entrance, sunglasses on. I'm like, why are they doing that? It's like, oh, because they want to make this big entrance like they're there. And I'm like, yeah, but it's about the bride and groom. And I was like, yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He comes in and he's just like every
You see me?
every 2 minutes they come in like, yeah, you see me? You see me? You know, like looking the bollocks, by the way. I don't know what the robes are. I don't want to guess what it's called. Do you know what I mean? Don't
In
give a
like traditional garb.
traditional garms.
Yeah.
They're looking fucking sick, right? And then they're coming in all shades, and the wedding's full, and it fills up, and it's like by the end it's a full wedding, but they're all coming in, and then when they get to the the reception, everyone disappears. I'm like, where's everyone going? Outfit change.
Is it?
Outfit change. They come out and then they're like, yeah, you see me? You see me?
Again. They've got to make another entrance.
They're coming out, they're doing the entrance again.
So what was it, like traditional clubber during the wedding and then suits on
Traditional
for the
like
party?
African garms.
Yeah.
And then it was a little bit more like, swaggy club attire.
Yeah, okay.
But still with a little African
Okay, a little flavour.
flavour.
Yeah, a little bit of seasoning.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a couple of,
I
diamond
understand.
tees
Mate,
and all
you
that
know
sort
what?
of
You
stuff.
mentioned that to me before. My missus would do her fucking nut, mate. If people was coming in late. What, the bride and groom are at the front and people were still coming in?
And then on the dance floor, they're all dancing. None of them are boozing, but they're all on the dance floor, just like, and all sick dancers. I'm there and I'm just like trying to like, like when I don't usually think about dancing, but then when you're surrounded by a load of black guys that are dancing like the bollocks, you think, I've got to fucking think about moves here. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, come on. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm just trying to stay on the beat, you know what I mean? And it's like, I've never heard these tunes before because they're like Afro beats and it's like boom, boom. And it's like, I think, I know, I've got the beat now, but then there'll be a mix and I'll be, oh, fuck, I'm off the beat. And then all the while, I'm in my suit and they're all look like they've just come off of a fucking Usher video, you know what I mean? And but I kept up.
Shouldn't you have been taking photos?
No, I was there as a guest.
You was a guest?
I was a guest, yeah.
Oh,
of course.
mate, I thought you meant you was taking photos at this wedding.
I was a guest. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. And then they get the money out, and then the bride and groom in the middle, and they start chucking the money.
Like the sound of it.
But they've got like $1 bills. So what they've done is they've got it all changed up. So it's like they can put loads of notes. I'm like, fucking hell, I've only got a score here. And I'm like, hey, go, hey. Have some of that.
Just the one. Yeah.
Yeah, just the one. I'm like, sorry, I've got no money. And I'm like chucking my bank cards out at them. Do you know what I mean? Fucking.
Do you take cards?
Change, boss.
She should have a little card reader in her hand. So they pin the readies on and beep.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, that's the future. That's the future.
Maybe any Africans, watch people of African heritage or whatever, next time you go to do your weddings, instead of money things, make sure you got a bit of chip and pin.
Yeah, chip and pin.
Usually, they got a guy that's got like a wad of dollars.
Usually got a wad of dollars.
Okay.
Pay him money.
And you pay him money.
Yeah, you exchange it.
So there's one guy, he's like the
Nice.
banker. He's got all the cash.
Chike,
and you change
can
up.
you get... Well, what's your heritage, sorry?
Half Nigerian.
Half Nigerian. You're half Nigerian. Yeah, okay. Can you get married so that we can go to another Nigerian wedding, please?
I'll come in on time, I promise.
Would it be wrong? You see, like, like the African robes, what the people wear, right? Can you wear that as a white geezer? Yeah, because I feel like I want to wear it.
I've always wanted to wear the like Arabian, the dish dash, the white, the pure white.
Yeah.
So it's like a shirt and then it goes into
Oh, well,
like
I
a
got
long
one
robe.
of them from the Millwall sketch.
Mate, I've just always, some of them, they look like real crispy sharp. I've always wanted to wear one.
That's it sorted. Next live show, you're dressing as a sheikh.
Yeah.
I'm dressing like I'm going to a Nigerian wedding.
Okay, sick.
Can we get away with that?
Yeah, I don't
Can
really
we get
want
that vetted with management?
I don't really want to back the head cloth.
Speak Gelly, is that all right?
Sure.
Sure. There you go.
I don't want to do the head cloth. I just want to wear the robe.
Don't stop the boats.
Don't stop the boats.
Don't stop the boats.
Keep them coming. Loads of room. Plenty of room.
Don't stop the boat races.
Plenty of room.
Yeah, but that was like one of the most interesting weddings I went to. Because when like our weddings, people just go and get absolutely.
They get as fucked up as possible.
People get carted. don't
Free
they?
booze. People take advantage of that fact. My mate,
So,
it's technically my brother, Bo,
Yeah.
right? My older brother's wedding, Bo got so pissed, right? He'd just recently come out of the army. Towards the end of the day, it was like perfect weather at about 10 o'clock at night, massive thunderstorm. Bo was so pissed. He's like, PTSD kicked in when the thunder rolled in and he thought he was under enemy fire
Shit.
from the thunder.
Shit. Fucking
He
hell.
was hiding, like, shouting out army stuff,
no.
thinking the enemy were coming.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, mate. True story.
Fuck. Oh, mate, that's so sad. That's so dark.
I know.
Jeez
Funny, though.
Louise. But yeah, my wedding, I got a call. This was back when you were still fucking Champions League tutor.
Full turbo, mate.
Oh, mate, you were proper chumhead.
Yeah.
Like proper fucking, it was just like curtains. for
Oats
you,
and barley,
basically.
yeah.
Yeah, mate. It was just absolutely OD'd on the oats and barley, you know.
Yeah. No, I was fully in.
Oh,
Fully
mate,
in.
you were a big bowl of porridge. You know what I mean? But I got a call. I got was it FaceTime or was it a video message?
FaceTime.
So going, Jamesy, sorry, mate, I can't make it tonight. Our babysitters let us down.
Mm-hmm.
And because, obviously, since then you said, no, genuinely, our babysitter let us down.
Legit.
We couldn't get there. Couldn't get there. Obviously, I come off that call and I'm like, mate, no worries. Don't worry about it.
You thought I was talking shit?
I got out there, right? And I'm like, fucking hell. I'm like, get on this. Whiteboy's just called me, right? Said he's obviously just on a mad turnout. I said, I was telling everyone, I was like, he's even put a tuxedo on. I just imagine you just be pacing about in this kitchen.
Yeah.
Like you put your tux on, you're just there in your boxers and socks, you know what I mean?
What, like top half tux?
Yeah. Just
Not
for
true.
the call.
Look, just to put it into a little bit of context. So, by the way, I mean, you sort of had a lot of reason to not trust me back in the day because I was untrustworthy because you used to talk a lot of shit.
This is the mad thing, right? This is the mad thing about our relationship. I won't say where I got married, right? I got married in London, yeah? But back in the day, this is how mad it is, you was only an evening invite, wouldn't you?
Yeah. There you go. Because I was still getting on it. Our relationship blossomed since I got clean.
Because I weren't that close. Well, I was mates.
I wasn't that close, but yeah, you were still probably pissed off that I
knew I
didn't
needed
come.
Whiteboy there to get the party started in the evening.
There you go. You know what I mean? It's free entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So basically, I'll tell you what happened. And look, I know that you've been on tour recently with Mo Gilligan. And you messaged me halfway through saying, Chris, the timekeeping's been a little bit lax, right?
Who?
When you was on tour. And I was like, you'll get to understand, like I'm with a Jamaican girl, her and her family run on a slightly different time schedule to me and my family. We like to show up on time.
All I said was the DJs are always a bit like...
Well, this is what you were saying. You was like, the timekeeping's been a little bit off. And I'm like, Jamesy, you'll get to know. My missus just doesn't seem to understand the concept of time and being on time, right? Her nan was coming down from Manchester to look after my son whilst I was going to go to your wedding with my missus. She showed up 3 hours late.
Oh, okay.
She was like in Birmingham when I needed her to be at my front door.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
fair
was
enough.
ready. My missus was ready. I promise you, I really wanted to go.
Listen,
but I
we're
couldn't
gonna-
leave my
listen.
then 6-month-old baby indoors.
Don't matter because at your wedding we're going to make some good memories.
Of course we are.
Going to make some
Don't
great
be late,
memories, mate.
No excuses.
But I used to work in the wedding industry
Yeah.
for a while, and I heard so many different speeches, good and bad.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, one of he's like a mate of a mate. He had his best man had a terrible best man speech. He got really pissed because he was really nervous, and the groom, the bride's dad went to get up, and he went, "Sit down, Victor, you slag." And everyone apparently could just hear a pin drop. You know?
Oh, no.
But there was some really funny, there's been some great things that people have said at weddings, in the best man speech that I've heard, and I've written some of them down. And they're standard lines. You might have heard some of them before, but these they'd always get a good laugh. So, if you're ever best man in the future, or if you want a little inspo for your speech, then I've got some here. So the first one. I hope the married couple are going to enjoy their honeymoon in Wales. I'm sure you said after the wedding you were going to Bangor. That worked well for you because you
The Welsh, yeah, that's North Wales though. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, this one would be great for you. For your best man. I had prepared a few lines for today, but the groom's just done them in the toilet.
Classic.
Yep. My best man done this one at my wedding, and I've got to say it was textbook because you can imagine what his voice he's saying. It's been an emotional day, even the cake's in tears.
My old man says that all the time.
This is probably the best one though that I've ever heard. Right, I've done this gay wedding, 2 blokes getting married, and one of the groom's dads was real old school geezer. And he come out with this. He went, "Well, a gay wedding. What next?" All the guests hold their breath. The answer, of course, is a honeymoon.
Nice.
That was great.
Look, I can imagine that's probably, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to judge the guy, but probably took a lot for him to accept that and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm embracing it.
Yeah. Exactly. It was lovely because it was a bit like, I don't know whether they'd have maybe originally issues before with this dad of like getting his head around that maybe his son's gay or whatever. So it was like brilliant. Like he could cut the tension with a knife, and then he was like, honeymoon.
A honeymoon, of course.
Fantastic. One I'd done when I was best man. I remember one I said. What did I say? I was like, for my mate Bill's stag, we took him to Romford Dogs, which was great to give everyone a chance to sort of meet each other, and also give Bill a chance to watch some of his ex-girlfriends run around the track. That one went down well.
Were you a comedian when you did this?
I think I just started.
Just getting started.
I'd like to say a little bit better now, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm probably going to need some help with my speech, mate. Does the groom do a speech?
Of course the groom does a speech.
The groom does a speech?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're going to have to write an absolute
Do you want to help with that, dear?
What, you think I'm not going to fucking recruit you to help me write that?
Yeah. What, do you want jokes, though, or heartfelt?
Both.
Bit of both, yeah?
I want to make you laugh. I want to make you cry.
Yeah, you want to take
I want to make you happy. I want to make you sad.
Yeah.
Full shebang, and we'll end with joy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're in with joy.
Yeah. I want a little bit of, there's going to be a couple cues for the DJ in my speech as well. Like a little tune drop. You know what I mean?
You're going to go Mo Gilligan style?
Yeah, there you go. Like,
okay.
And then I wanted to cut it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd done that with my wedding.
Did ya?
Yeah, I was like, because I'm Catholic, yeah? You're not supposed to have sex until you get married.
Okay.
I'm like, it's great, it's a day really meant a lot to me, getting married in a Catholic church. And as a good Catholic boy, it means tonight I get to lose my virginity. Right? And then they played the You and Me, Baby, Ain't Nothing But Mammals, and let's do it like we do on the Discovery Channel. Give it in now. And then I was chucking out extra small condoms because I've got a little willy.
I bet your missus love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Some of our speeches were all a little bit wild because even my father-in-law, he was talking about fucking porn and all this. It was like,
So
wow.
who does a speech?
So the speech is the groom. No, who starts? It's the father of the bride starts first. And then the groom does a speech, and then the headline acts
Is the best man.
It's the best man.
Okay. My bird's dad ain't going. So who's going to do that one? Maybe my dad.
Good, but who's like a father figure in her life?
Probably my dad.
And that would be nice for him because he doesn't have any girls.
No, mate, I cannot tell you how much my dad adores my missus.
Yeah, of course she does.
He loves her so much, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, he loves all the girls. But yeah, probably, yeah.
But you said he says a few inappropriate things, your dad. So.
Of course he does, but he has been best man like 3 or 4 times, and he always does deliver a good speech. He can turn it on when he has to.
Yeah.
It's just when he's put on the spot.
Yeah, of course.
He gets nervous and says the wrong thing.
Yeah. Yeah, what could go wrong with a mixed race daughter-in-law?
A room half full of Jamaicans.
What could go wrong with a Brexit geezer who always comes out and says
always works at the meat
things,
market, yeah.
and he's full of half the room is Jamaicans.
I can't see anything going wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for success to me.
You know what he will do? He will try and address that situation in a playful, funny way, and it will just come out completely wrong.
He'll go, where are all my whites?
And he'll sound racist.
Where are all my blacks? He's got to do that one. He's got to do that. Where are all my family, the whites? And give me a shit place. He's got to do that. He's got to do that.
I'll put it past him.
Got to do that.
I reckon it'd be good. But this is what I'm saying. It sounds good, right? And one person saying that would be great. But if my dad was to say it, it wouldn't come out right. He's got a knack for just
But this is the thing. See, jokes like that, it's like when I think people know where it's all coming from, it's actually jokes like that can really bring people together.
No, you know what, mate? They can. But like you said, if you know how it's being said, because I had a huge faux pas at the basketball court during lockdown where I said something similar and it did not go down well, mate.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
It did not go down well.
You've got to know your audience.
I know, but
this is it.
I was with Bailey. Like, Bailey was a little black kid at the time. You know what I mean? I'm clearly not racist.
So go on, tell the story.
Granted, look, so my missus' whole family were down, right? You had Auntie Marcia, Nadia Safia, and Bailey. literally, I was massively outnumbered by black people living at my house currently for a couple of weeks. Me and Bailey had gone over the basketball court. We're trying to have a game. There was 5 white kids and 5 black kids.
Yeah.
But we was all just playing together. You know what I mean? Having a little shoot around. And then it was like, right, teams. Granted, this was right in the middle of BLM.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Well, that's your first.
Exactly. And I was
not
like,
good
come
time.
on, let's make it easy. Let's do the blacks versus the whites.
Okay.
I didn't mean anything bad by it. Right?
No, of course. Of course.
No one knew who anyone was. Right? It weren't like we didn't have bibs.
Mate, and back in school, we used to. But that's how we divided the teams.
There weren't enough black kids in my school. We couldn't do that.
There was no. People didn't think fucking twice about it.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh yeah, that's cool. We wouldn't always be that, but sometimes if you just wanted like, you know, but then people make it weird, don't they?
Exactly. So this is it. So
But
I've
at the
said
same
it.
time, it's not just. It's not just like people typically think, oh, can't say that because black people get offended, whatever. But also, what I always get annoyed when people get offended by white people get offended with like, oh, what's he said that? White this, white that. I'm just like, chill. It's not a fucking big deal. Relax. It's not that deep.
Look, in my defence, so I've said that. Didn't mean nothing by it. I just thought it was fucking a clever way to distinguish who was on the team. Just an obvious way.
Yeah, it was. It
wasn't clever, it was obvious.
It's not helped you that, you know, the old George Floyd thing and all that.
The marches were currently still going on about 8
Right.
miles away.
Maybe don't say, when
Exactly.
the marches are on,
So,
don't do that.
All right. This one kid's like, oh, this white kid was like, nah. And I was like, what? Like, and then it's like, one's like, making this face. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So then we didn't do that. We blended it up. Yeah. No one knew who was on each other's fucking teams. It was an absolute shit show. And then for the next half hour, I was like going round individually apologising to all the black guys saying I didn't mean anything by it.
Yeah, no,
It
of
was
course.
just really awkward, mate.
Yeah, no, you mean well. You meant well. Did you have the bald head at
Meant
the time?
so well. I had the bald head.
Ah, that's it.
I had the bald
That's
head.
it. Listen.
I was still a little bit cracky at the time as well.
Yeah, okay. So one, you're on the gear,
Yeah.
you're bald-headed, and it's during the time of the BLM marches.
Yeah.
It's a perfect storm for, you can't.
Plus, I was better at basketball than a few of them. And I think they copped a resentment over that.
Okay.
White guy over the courts, fucking dominating.
White men can't jump.
Dominating in ISO plays, bank shots, like draining threes. They weren't having me.
they're hating
They
on you,
weren't
man.
having me, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hating you like, who is this fucking Larry Bird motherfucker?
It's exactly. I think it had a lot to do with it. I'll be completely honest.
All right, well, you go with that, yeah. So there you go. I think we've solved racism there, haven't we?
We have solved racism.
But actually, a good point. If your dad does a speech at a wedding, tell him it's got to be scripted.
It's definitely going to
And
have
it's
to
got
be
to be
scripted. Nothing
vetted.
off the cuff.
It's got to be vetted.
Scripted, vetted, literally nothing off the cuff. It all has to be
It's
fucking
got to be
pre-approved.
vetted by the right person.
Pre-approved before it goes out.
You can't be going up to the Plum and being like, what do you think of this? Yeah, mate, it's fucking sweet. You can't say nothing these days, can you?
Stop the pose.
Stop the pose.
Oh, dear.
Christ, we're running out of time here. So what I was going to say to you was, have you ever been to a wedding that you think, oh, this ain't going to last?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have.
I've been to a few, yeah.
I have.
Yeah, I've been to a few.
I've been to weddings where I know that the geezer's literally just cheated on his bird. Or the other way around. And I'm like, what is going on here? This is just a farce. Why are you going ahead with this wedding?
And then you got to pretend to be like, oh,
Yeah,
like,
brilliant.
best
Does
day
anyone-
of your life.
Does anyone know any reason why these two should not be married? Yeah, he done like 9 brasses last week. But you can't say that, can you? You have to go just sit there like. But this is the thing, right?
That's the thing, actually. You're the good. You'd be being the good guy in that situation. Yeah, he was. He was a smashing the life out of a cocktail waitress on the stag do. Because everyone would be like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But this is it, right? How about this for a fucking awkward situation? When they say that, all everyone else who was on the stag do, all the geezers are just looking at each other like,
Yeah.
you know, but you can't do that either. You just got to sit on your hands, close your eyes, and just wait for the moment to pass.
Go like, yeah, this is going to be forever.
Yeah.
Forever and ever. Definitely.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. Listen, that's us done for another episode. I've got loads more on this thing, so we'll carry on this wedding chat over on the Patreon. But before we do, we've got to give a shout out to our Ronnie O members. So over to you, Romford's #1 podcaster.
Huge part of the Ronnie O'Sullivan membership, as we all know, is you get a shout out by Chris White, because for some reason, apparently, everyone thinks I like to give people shout outs all the time. I personally don't see it. So here we go. Our Ronnie O'Sullivan members, thank you very much, by the way, guys. James Hughes, Tom Dutton, Jordan Whitaker, Alex Pavitt, Charlie King, shout out CK, he gets a double. Joshua Harrell, Josh Bennett, Kevin Barry, Tom Hoffman, Rusty, Charlie, Stephen Hurahan, my guy, Alex Perry, Tom, Harry Goslin, Sinbad and the Borough Misses, fantastic name.
Sinbad and the Borough Misses, love that shit.
The Criminal, Steve Reed, Richard Donnellan, Richard Ayres, Jack Watts, Scott Kemp, Sam Peters, BM, Sarah, Laurie Souch, Oscar Bunting,
Shout out to Bunting.
George Bowen, The Wills Dog, Ben Hart, Lucas Mentham, Big Gaz, Chris Fife, my guy, Harry McLeod, Harrison Edwards, Harrison Edwards, Donna Bond, Frank, Scott Evans, George, Callum Vitaro, Sparky, Ben Gaylor, Frankie O'Connor, Danny, Fred, Amrose Patio Services. Mate, you gotta fucking have a bit of time for that. He's got the plug in the name.
Can't hate
Fred
it, mate.
from
Can't
Amrose
hate it.
Patio Services. Mate, you can't knock the hustle. Michael McGandy, Stacey Morris, yes, my boy. Lee the Train Driver, Joe, Beck, George Denny, Kaylee, Luke Clark, JKJ.
Shout out, Mum.
The Humble Flash Guy, Alfie Joe Franklin, Matthew Evans, Chris Bird, Ben Francis, Josh Reynolds, Shane Lawrence, Sean Marchant, Jordan Gittins, Max Silver, Danny Barlow, and Bailey.
The Ronnie O's.
Thank you, all 66 of you. I really
thank
appreciate
you to
it.
everyone as well that is signed up to the Patreon. You are Ronnie O's, but you all mean the world to us. So Denise Van Out and the Eddie Hearns. And we'll see you over there on the Patreon episode. Ta-da.